We are set to go for game 2 of our doubleheader today in Athens, Ohio. It's the Central Michigan Chippewas and the Ohio Bobcats. The Bobcats have taken the field, and it is Hudson Bonkel on the mound for game 2. The senior from Corona, California, making his 5th start of the season. 1-2 record with a 6.41 ERA, 19 2/3 innings, 12 walks, and 20 strikeouts, second most strikeouts on the team so far this season. Glad you're with us here on YouTube. My name is Sam Hyman. As Ohio looks to bounce back after a 14-7 loss in game 1. Central Michigan put up 11 runs in the 3rd inning alone, and that proved to be the difference in game 1. So our second game, just like the first game, will be a 9-inning matchup. And it's Hudson Bonkel going up against Evan Waters. That is our pitching matchup. Let's meet the defense surrounding Hudson Bonkel for the Ohio Bobcats under head coach Craig Moore. Left to right in the outfield, Brady Alexander. Paulie Mancino's in center. Ben Slanker is in right. That is the same starting alignment defensively in the outfield as game 1. And the same defensive alignment on the left side of the infield. Nick Dolan at third, J.R. Nelson at short, Matt Einich is at second. The only adjustment, Wes Lugg gets the start at first base. And Trey Cassidy does the catching for Ohio. He was the DH in game 1. Ohio wearing the home white uniforms, Central Michigan in the gray uniforms 40 minutes later. And away we go, game 2 is underway. Our first pitch time exactly at 7:06 Eastern. Temperature is 72 degrees with wind gusts up to 14 miles an hour. Mikey Murphy at the plate for the Chippewas, the left fielder who had 3 singles in game 1. And it's quickly 0-2 to Mikey Murphy. Hudson Bonkel's last start was pretty solid. He went 6 2/3 innings, the 0-2, fouled back. 6 2/3 innings in his last start against the Falcons last weekend. 4 hits, 3 runs, 5 walks, and 7 strikeouts for the senior. 0-2 is a high chopper up the middle. J.R. Nelson ranges over, and he makes the play for out number 1. Really tough play. J.R. Nelson has some terrific range at short. His ability to make plays left, right, in front of him, behind him, he has great range, and he can change his arm slot too when he needs to. Ball 1 to Cole Prout, the right fielder. Again, in game 1, Central Michigan won the game 14-7. They were out-hit, though, in the game 16-13. It was just that 11-run 3rd inning that proved to be the difference. And Cole Prout was a big reason that 3rd inning ended up with 11 runs for the Chippewas. He had a grand slam in that frame. He hit twice in that inning. Here's the 2-1 from Bonkel. Outside, 3-1. Central Michigan has put out pretty much the same exact lineup as game 1, only 1 change. Full count. Aiden Wright is the catcher hitting in the 8th spot. That's the only change. Same exact batting order except for the number 8 spot. Aiden Wright replaces Spencer Verberg. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Cole Prout, junior from Standish, Michigan, and he's hit for a 3rd time in this game, or in this day. We had a doubleheader, or a game earlier today that just transpired. If you missed it, Cole Prout was hit twice in that game, and he's hit for the first time in this game. It's going to have some bruises tomorrow. Caden Smith, shortstop, steps in. And Smith takes off of a bunt attempt, strike one. One of the things that Coach Moore is challenging Coach Moore is challenging Hudson Bonkel with is responding well to bad situations. When things don't go your way, what are you doing in response? How are you handling the aftermath of it? Oh, 0-2 the count with one down here in the top of the first inning. Fouled back. Caden Smith, really talented freshman from Lake Isabella, Michigan. Went hitless, though, in the first game, 0 for 5. 0-2, waved at and missed, strike three. First strikeout for Hudson Bonkel in this game. One area of the season so far that Hudson really took a big leap with was a weekend series at West Georgia as that pitch hits the outside corner for a strike. Coach Moore said Hudson got out of a bases-loaded jam at West Georgia, 4 1/3 innings, 2 earned runs, 7 strikeouts. That was a big, bright spot. J.R. Nelson charges in, quick throw to first, and it is in time to end the inning. So a scoreless top of the first inning for Hudson Bonkel. We head to the bottom of the first next. Ohio bats for the first time today in Game 2, trying to bounce back after a 14-7 loss in Game 1. We'll be back in a moment here at Bob Wrenn Stadium. Bottom of the first inning here at Bob Wrenn Stadium. Sam Hyman with you in Athens. And here is the Ohio starting lineup. Leading off Matt Einich, the second baseman. J.R. Nelson bats second at short. Trey Cassidy, the catcher, hits third. First pitch is outside for a ball. Ben Slanker is hitting fourth. Nick Dolan hits fifth. Jackson Cawthron sixth. Paulie Mancino seventh. Wes Lugg eighth. And Brady Alexander ninth. Pretty much the same lineup card as Game 1 today, with Wes Lugg being the only new starter in the lineup, hitting eighth. The starting pitcher for Central Michigan is Evan Waters. The left-hander, a junior from Oxford, Michigan, throws a strike, 2-1. Evan Waters has been arguably the best pitcher on this team, according to head coach Jake Sable. A veteran, one of the key returners to the roster. Strike two. 3.44 ERA for Evan Waters across 18 and a third innings. This is his 5th start of the season. 2-2. Breaking ball, and Einich, a rare strikeout. That is only the 2nd time all season Matt Einich has struck out. He is that good, has been that disciplined at the plate. Only 1 strikeout for Matt Einich and 41 at-bats coming into today. And that is the first out in the bottom of the 1st inning. Here's J.R. Nelson, who had a busy first game today. Ball 1. J.R. Nelson reached base 4 times, 2 singles, a home run, a walk, and a sac bunt as well. 1 ball and no strikes to sophomore from Vernon Hills, Illinois. Fastball is punched up in the air to right. Cole Prout hangs out and makes the catch for out number 2. Defensively for Central Michigan, Mikey Murphy is in left, Zach Knowlton in center, Cole Prout, who just made that catch, is in right. Bryson Webb is in the 3rd base spot. Caden Smith patrols short. Aaron Piasecki is at 2nd, Nathan Ball at 1st, and Aiden Wright is the catcher. Here's Trey Cassidy. DH in game 1, catching in game 2. And a nasty curve from Evan Waters, strike 1. That's the first pitch strike for Waters through 3 batters. The 0-1. And another backdoor nasty pitch for strike 2. The 0-2 pitch, punched and lifted foul to the left side. Still 0-2. Evan Waters bounced back a couple of weeks ago. He was banged up a little bit, but ready to go today. 5th start of the season. Central Michigan starting off 1-0 in MAC play with that 14-7 win earlier today against Ohio. And now we are under the lights, prime time activities here at Bob Wren Stadium. The 1-2 pitch. Curveball down and away, 2-2. Central Michigan under the direction of 2nd-year head coach Jake Sable. Played at Central Michigan from 2007 to 2011. 2-2, and that is on the outside corner, called strike 3. A quick 1-2-3 inning for the southpaw Evan Waters. We go to the top of the 2nd inning next. 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for Central Michigan in the top of the 2nd when we come back here in Athens. Back for more here in the top of the second inning, game 2 of our doubleheader. Jake Catella steps in for the Chippewas against Hudson Bonkel. Senior delivers down and away towards the basement, ball 1. Central Michigan and Ohio playing this 3-game series in Athens. We mentioned in game 1 how, weirdly enough, these two teams played last season here in Athens. And why that's weird is because typically you don't play an opponent in the same location consecutive seasons. But the reason why these two teams played in Athens last year was because of some weather issues up in Mount Pleasant. So Central Michigan was the home team at Bob Bren Stadium last year. And Central Michigan took 2 out of 3 against the Ohio Bobcats. And we're also dealing with some interesting weather patterns this weekend, which is why we're playing a doubleheader today and a scheduled game 3 tomorrow. We're expecting some heavy winds tomorrow and then rain on Sunday. So we'll see how it all plays out. But here we are in the present moment, game number 2 of this series, as this has popped up and foul. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the number 5 hitter, Jake Catella. Catella coming in, hitting .250, 16 starts as he ropes this one on the ground. A one-hopper to J.R. Nelson. Off the bag, Wes Lugg applies the tag. And that's the first out in the second. 3 putouts already for J.R. Nelson at short. Nathan Ball steps in, first baseman. And a breaking ball waved at and missed for strike 1. The 0-1 from Hudson Bonkel downstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bonkel with a 4-pitch sequence. There's a curve. He's got a fastball, 4-seam fastball, curveball, and a changeup he'll mix in. He's done just about everything for this team during his time in Athens. Starter, reliever, closer, long relief, short relief. 1-2, ground ball. Again, left side. Nick Dolan with a tough play. And Nathan Ball is safe at first with an infield single. Go back to 2022. Hudson Bonkel started in a MAC tournament game for Ohio 3 years ago as a freshman. So he has been asked to do a lot, has seen a lot, experienced a lot as a senior now. Bryson Webb squares to bunt, and that is a strike. Bryson Webb, redshirt sophomore. And that is a ball. Bryson Webb does a lot of vlogging. He actually has his own YouTube channel with over 5,000 subscribers. So he does a lot of content, some day in the life videos, just what it's like being a student athlete. Here's a ball lifted into right field and down. First to third, here goes Nathan Ball. And a throw not in time. Boy, that really snuck up on Central Michigan. Ben Slanker showed off the arm, but it wasn't enough. And Ball is safe at third. Runners at the corners with 1 out. Aiden Wright at the plate for Central Michigan. First and third with 1 out. Chippewas trying to take 2 games today. They are in the middle of beginning conference play. They're the last team to get started in MAC play after the MAC series opened up last weekend. Ohio got swept by Bowling Green, but all those games were close. That's the big key. Ohio's been pretty much in every game, it feels like, this season. They've played in 9 games decided by 3 runs or less. And a big reason why, Craig Moore, he told me the 2-strike approach. And that hits Aiden Wright. And he'll sprint up the first baseline. You got to love the energy from the Central Michigan dugout. They will literally erupt no matter the circumstance. And Wright with a sprint down the first baseline. Second batter, Hudson Bonkel's hit. Bases loaded with only 1 out. Zach Knowlton at the plate. First season at Central Michigan. Foul ball. 2 seasons at Highland Community College. Last season, Knowlton hit .374, 47 RBIs. And this is his 19th start of the season. That is upstairs, ball 1. Knowlton working on an 8-game hitting streak, the junior from Olathe, Kansas. Coach Sable said he's having the best fall, or had the best fall out of anybody this past fall, specifically. That's a big deal. Fall ball, a huge part building towards the regular season. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Knowlton climbs up towards the attic and comes up empty. Nothing but cobwebs. And that is Bonkel's second strikeout. Huge moment here with the bases loaded early in the game. 2 down. Ohio scored first in game 1, 2-0 in the second inning. And then Central Michigan poured in 11 runs in the third. Here's Mikey Murphy, grounded out his first time up. Foul back, and now it's 0-2. Bases loaded, 2 down, the 0-2. Upstairs, 1-2. Mikey Murphy has been really good against Ohio in his career. Last season, 5 for 12 with a home run and 8 RBIs in 3 games against the Bobcats. 1-2, called, strike 3. Froze him, ice cubes all over. And that ends the top of the second inning. Hudson Bonkel gets out of a bases-loaded jam. And we go to the bottom of the second inning, all tied at 0 in game 2 of our doubleheader today in Athens. Let's get it. Let's go to the bottom of the second inning. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Bob Wren Stadium. Ben Slanker leads things off for Ohio in the home half of the second against Evan Waters, one of the top pitchers on this Central Michigan team. Left-on-left matchup, and Slanker takes an off-speed in there for a strike. Ben Slanker. What a season it has been. The sophomore from Canfield, Ohio. We're not even halfway through the season, but what a season it has been for Ben Slanker. He is hitting .313 coming into today. He leads the MAC in home runs with 7 and has done a great job of limiting the strikeouts, too. Fastball, and that one's right past him. Nothing but oxygen after that swing. 1-2. Ben Slanker only played in 14 games last season. He's made 17 starts this season. Big jump. And one thing that JT Heenan, Ohio assistant coach, told me during batting practice earlier today was, hey, I asked him, you know, what are your biggest adjustments from last year to this year? He said, straight up, my confidence. His confidence is through the roof right now as the 2-2 is crushed up into center. Still back at the wall, off the wall. Ben Slanker rounds second and stops right there. It's a leadoff double, his second of the season. Ben Slanker hits the ball very far when he gets a good swing on it. Hit a ball over the batter's eye back on February 28th that a couple of the Ohio coaches said, I don't know if I've seen a ball hit that far at Bob Wren Stadium, over top of the batter's eye. So the leadoff man aboard for Ohio in the bottom of the second, Nick Dolan, who has a hitting streak at 9 games coming into this game. Squares to bunt, pulls it back and bounces it to second base. A 4-3 ground out, but a sacrifice, you could say, as well, with Ben Slanker now moving up to third. Little slash bunt action from Nick Dolan. Getting crafty. One down, and here's Jackson Cawthron, Ohio's DH today in game 2. Caught in game 1. Evan Waters fires, and that misses high. Ball 1. Ohio trying to bounce back after the 14-7 loss earlier today. In game 1, Ohio did out-hit Central Michigan 16-13 in that game. 1-0 is plastered on the outside corner. Strike 1. Jackson Cawthron coming into today. He is hitting .288 in 13 starts. Curveball is fouled back, 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes with 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Evan Waters making his 5th start of the season. Kicks and deals. Breaking ball, and great job by Cawthron to lay off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at third, Nick Dolan with 1 down. And a full count. The 2-strike approach. Again, it is definitely in this particular day, game 1 and then now game 2, we've seen a really good 2-strike approach from the Bobcats. That's something Coach Moore really emphasized to me before the doubleheader today. The 2-strike approach. Payoff. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and Evan Waters wakes up at the end of that AB and gets Cawthron for a big strikeout, his 3rd. How big was that? After a leadoff double from Ben Slanker, now Waters with a chance to get out of this. Paulie Mancino tripled in game 1, and then 4 flyouts. Paulie making his 15th start of the season. .333 average coming into today out of St. Ignatius High School. Comes from a baseball family. His father played at Northwestern. 2-0. Ben Slanker at third base, doubled and then advanced to third on a ground out. 2-0. Clocked foul to the right side. 2-1. Jake Sable, head coach of Central Michigan, he said that in the non-conference, first 17 games of the season, really tried to do too much, a lot of different things. Got outside their wheelhouse of what they do well. But they looked pretty good in the first game, especially in that third inning with that 11-run third. 3-1 is fouled off, full count. And once again, here is Evan Waters staring at a full count. Got Jackson Cawthron on a swing and a miss. Coach Sable said Evan Waters is pitching the best out of anyone right now as the dugout of CMU gets hype. Just inside, ball 4, big walk. Paulie Mancino. And that's a great sign because Paulie coming into this series with 16 strikeouts, that leads the team. Didn't strike out in game 1. And right there, that's a really good sign with him looking at that ball inside and taking the walk. Wes Lugg swings and misses, strike 1. Wes Lugg came on as a defensive replacement last game. Today, singled his first time up late in the game. Now he's getting the start. And this is just his second start of the season. Evan Waters has Mancino in trouble. Now the throw is bobbled and a tag at second in time. Tag got him. Wow. Shortstop Caden Smith, right place, right time. Just catches Mancino on the right arm. Sometimes it's just, where the ball bounces, and that ball bounced perfectly to Caden Smith, and he applies the tag. And we are still, we're through 2. That was out number 3, pardon me. So Wes Lugg will bat in the bottom of the third when we come back, as we will go to the top of the third inning when we come back. We'll see if that run, they count the run. Right now there's a run on the scoreboard, meaning that the run did cross before the out happened at second base. So that is something to keep an eye out on. We'll tell you what ultimately is decided when we come back here in Athens. Stick with us. All right, so quick update in that bottom of the second inning. They count the run. Ben Slanker crossed home plate before the out happened at second base. Nathan Ball's throw was in the turf, and so that delayed the time that the out was recorded and Slanker came across. So it is 1-0 Ohio. In the top of the third inning, Cole Prout at the plate for the Chippewas against Hudson Bonkel. That misses inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Cole Prout, the 6'3", 215-pound junior from Standish, Michigan, leads the team in homers and RBIs. He had a grand slam in game 1, and he knocks this one on the ground right to Wes Lugg. 1 up, 1 down. Here's Caden Smith, who did get the out at second base, but it wasn't quick enough in that last half inning. So it is 1-0 Ohio. Smith, drag bunt, foul. Caden Smith, a freshman from Lake Isabella, Michigan, initially committed to Kent State, then decommitted. Ultimately chose Central Michigan, a late commit. Grew up just about 20 minutes from campus in Mount Pleasant. Tough young man, according to head coach Jake Sable. 0-2 the count here. Hudson Bonkel looking for his 4th strikeout. That's upstairs, 1-2. Breaking ball is flared out to the right side and foul. One ball and 2 strikes with 1 out here in the third. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 4 strikeouts for Hudson Bonkel. This was the inning that haunted Ohio in game 1. 11 runs in the frame. And Hudson Bonkel looks to be in a rhythm. He's working quickly, and he's locating his pitches nicely already with 4 strikeouts. And there's a pitch that barely misses outside, ball 1. Aaron Piasecki, cleanup hitter. There's a strike, 1-1. Piasecki, a junior college All-American last season at Kellogg Community College. Coach Sable talked about just how difficult it is adjusting from the junior college level to the Division I level, NCAA D1 level. But Piasecki has done a tremendous job adapting. That was the word Coach Sable used. His ability to adapt and learn on the fly. Bonkel walked him, because when you think about it, sometimes the best learning opportunities are on the fly. You can't learn everything in practice. You kind of just have those moments in live game action when the pressure is up there. You got to be able to react and understand what's going on, and that's when you learn the most is in a live game. Strike 1 to Jake Catella. Grounded out his first time up. And it's quickly 0-2. Good crowd on hand again for baseball here at Bob Wren Stadium. One of the most prestigious places across mid-major baseball. A lot of history here at OU as Piasecki dives back. Tons of history at this ballpark. The 0-2. Outside, 1-2. The greatest, some would say, most would say, the greatest third baseman to ever play in Major League Baseball. Attended Ohio University, the great Mike Schmidt. 1-2, ground ball, left side, tough play, and it squeaks through. J.R. Nelson couldn't get there. And runners at first and second with 2 down. Mike Schmidt, the legendary Mike Schmidt, a Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer across multiple levels. The Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. And most recently, actually this year, he was inducted into the College Baseball Hall of Fame. Mike Schmidt, an absolute legend. Former Philadelphia Philly, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, third baseman to ever play the game. Here's a line drive into right, and that one hops the wall. Nathan Ball, 2-out magic. He drives in a run, double, trouble. Nathan Ball, we are deadlocked at 1. 2 hits in this game for Nathan Ball. And now runners at second and third with 2 down. Nathan Ball had 2 hits in game 1. He has 2 more here so far in game 2. Bryson Webb trying to give the Chippewas the lead. But yeah, Mike Schmidt, former Ohio Bobcat, Hall of Famer, not only in Major League Baseball, but now in college baseball with his time at Ohio. 0-1 is outside, 1-1, part of the 1971 Mid-American Conference Championship squad. And the year before that, 1970, was when Ohio made the College World Series. Again, a lot of history. 1-2 to Bryson Webb. Singled his first time up, trying to give the Chippewas the lead with 2 ducks on the pond. Second and third, 2 down. And a check swing. Webb went around, throw down to first is in time, and the inning is over. So Ohio gets out of it, but they do give up a run. Hudson Bonkel with 5 strikeouts through 3 innings. 1-1 is our score as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning next. We are live here at Bob Wrenn Stadium for the bottom of the 3rd inning. And it's the 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up for the Bobcats, starting with Wes Lugg. Wes Lugg was up to bat in the 2nd inning, but there was a funky situation. Ben Slanker was at 3rd base, and Paulie Mancino took off from 2nd, got thrown out at 2nd, but not before Ben Slanker scored. They counted the run, so it's 1-1. Here's Evan Waters at the top of the mound, and he fires the first pitch fastball upstairs. Ball one. We were told by head coach Jake Sable these pitchers will hover around 88, 91 miles an hour on the fastball. Not super overpowering, but that one overpowers Wes Lugg. Strike one. Evan Waters out of Oxford, Michigan. 3.44 ERA coming into today. 2-1. That one's in there for a strike, 2-2. Evan Waters out of Lake Orion High School. Again, having one of the best pitching seasons so far on this staff, the 2-2. Swing and a foul tip into the catcher's mitt, Aiden Wright, and that's the fourth strikeout for Evan Waters. We may be in store for a pitcher's duel. Both these guys seem to be really dialed in. Hudson Bonkel with 5 strikeouts, Evan Waters with 4 strikeouts. Brady Alexander up and away, ball one to the freshman who is starting for the 3rd straight game. Had that 5-hit game earlier this week against Morehead State, at Morehead State. Homered in his first college at-bat on the first pitch he ever saw. and we were talking about this in game one, but it's still crazy to think about because Coach Moore, he was like, he told me, he laughed and said, man, I don't think I've ever seen that. Somebody homer in your first college at bat on the first pitch you see. That is just crazy. And then he goes on to collect 5 hits in the game. You got to start him, right? You got to start him the next day. And then now he's starting for the 3rd straight game. Had a hit in game one today. This one doesn't work out in his favor. Strike 3. And Evan Waters has 5 strikeouts through 2 2/3. Matt Einich, the leadoff hitter, back in the batter's box. Struck out only for the 2nd time this season, his last time up. And this is Ohio's 16th game of the season. Pardon me, 17th game of the season. Fouled off, and it's quickly 0-2. Evan Waters pitched against Ohio last season, got the win, 6 innings, only gave up 1 earned run, and 4 hits. Here's the 0-2. Outside, 1-2. So Waters has had prior success against the Bobcats. Now this is a pretty different lineup, though, he is facing from Ohio last year to this year. 1-2, ground ball up the middle, stationed right behind the second base bag. Caden Smith played it beautifully, read the scouting report, and was positioned just about as perfect of a spot you could be. 1-2-3 inning for Central Michigan's Evan Waters. We go to the top of the 4th inning next, all tied at 1 here at Bob Wren Stadium. Top of the fourth inning we go here at Bob Wren Stadium. Sam Hyman with you in Athens, game 2 of our doubleheader today. And we are being treated to a pitcher's duel right now. Hudson Bonkel, 5 strikeouts through 3 innings, delivers. And there's a first pitch strike to Aiden Wright, the catcher who did not play in game 1, Frontier Community College transfer, 2-time academic All-American at the junior college level. Pulls this pitch foul, 0-2. Aiden Wright comes from an athletic family. His brother Amir played baseball at St. Leo and Ball State. His brother AJ played at Northwood, which is where Jake Sable used to be the head coach at. 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Hudson Bonkel is locked in. He's got 6 strikeouts. Number 9 hitter, Zach Knowlton at the plate. Strike 1. Knowlton tried to bunt his way on. 6-3 righty deals, and a breaking ball lands right down the middle, strike 2. Bonkel has struck out 7 batters in a start twice already. He already has 6 in this game. A tough little play here, and Knowlton slides headfirst safely into first base. Boy, that was a slow dribbler, and Matt Einich did just about all he could, but the throw was late and maybe even bobbled by Wes Lugg over at first. That's going to be an infield single for Zach Knowlton. Back to the top of the lineup for Central Michigan, Mikey Murphy, the left fielder, takes 1 ball, no strikes. A lot of small ball, at least, is on the horizon with these attempts from the Chippewas. Quick check over at first, and Knowlton dives back. Watch out for Zach Knowlton. He is a race car over at first base. This guy's got 9 stolen bases in 9 attempts, and he's got a pretty good lead over at first. That's outside, ball 2, 2-0. Bonkel last season was primarily out of the bullpen. Now in a starting role, his 2nd start of the season. That's foul, 2-1. Bonkel really didn't pitch regularly as a starter at all throughout his Ohio career, except for when he was a freshman in 2022. He made 9 starts, but 2023, 2 starts, 2024, 1 start. Another quick throw at first. But Bonkel getting the ball here for Ohio, his 2nd start of the season. Jacob Tate was in the rotation earlier this year. He's made 3 starts, but he is not pitching in a starting role this weekend. 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Another look at Knowlton. Mikey Murphy 0 for 2 in this game, the leadoff hitter for the Chippewas. There goes Knowlton. Pitch is a strike. Throw down to second is an absolute rocket. Jackson Cawthron watches on as Trey Cassidy, who gets the start behind home plate as the catcher. He's got the cannon this time. Cawthron threw out a runner in game 1, and this time it's Trey Cassidy showing off the arm in game 2. First time Zach Knowlton's been caught stealing this season. It was a strike him out, throw him out. Bonkel's got 7 strikeouts, folks, through 4 innings. Really interesting game here in Athens, game 2. 1-1 our score. Bottom of the 4th is next. Bottom of the 4th inning at Bob Wrenn Stadium. Really good pitchers duel happening right now. Get your cards out. It's been a fun one so far. All tied at 1. Ohio and Central Michigan. Evan Waters on the mound. He fires, and this ball is skied into the dark night. Right center field, and Zach Knowlton makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out to start the bottom of the 4th. It is a gorgeous night here at Bob Wrenn Stadium in Athens, Ohio. Temperatures in the 60s now, 68 degrees. It is cloudy, but it has been a beautiful, beautiful day before we are expected to get some heavy winds tomorrow and some rain on Sunday. Trey Cassidy steps in for Ohio against Evan Waters. Ball 1. So Ohio coming into this weekend with a .297 team average. That is the 2nd best in the MAC. Their offense is really restructured and taken form so far this season, and that's a big credit to assistant coach JT Heenan, who was just hired on staff in his first season. Look out, that one is up and in on Cassidy. JT Heenan comes over after spending some time as a player development coach with the Texas Rangers. So got some experience traveling around different minor league levels. 2-0 is a strike, 2-1. JT Heenan brings that professional experience. The pro ball experience is like none other. And a guy that's really had to earn it each and every step of the way. He was a head coach at Division II Salem University in West Virginia. And their first season, they were one of the worst teams in college baseball, 10 wins at the D2 level. And then his final season as the head coach at Salem, 30 wins. Here's a fly ball down the left field line, and that is foul. And then going all the way back to JT's days at West Virginia University, he was a bullpen catcher. It's funny, he just went to walk-on tryouts, walked on, and the rest is history, a bullpen catcher. And that's really JT's mindset and approach. It's every day is a tryout. I approach every day. I tell our guys, every day is a tryout. You've got to prove yourself every single day, never be satisfied. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Cassidy is retired, 2 down, and that is the 6th strikeout for Evan Waters. Boy, it is a Rubik's Cube right now here at Bob Wrenn Stadium in terms of solving these pitchers. Both pitchers are impossible Rubik's Cubes right now. They're all jumbled together, trying to crack the code, these offenses. Find the right combinations, get the colors to line up on that Rubik's Cube. I always struggled with Rubik's Cubes. They're really difficult to solve, and these pitchers are too here tonight. Ben Slanker doubled his first time up, the only hit for the Bobcats in this game. Pop up left side and out of play. Evan Waters, 6 strikeouts. He came in with 16 strikeouts across 18 and a third innings. Nasty off speed. Now it's 1-2. But yeah, JT Heenan, a huge addition to this team, and he's really implemented a lot offensively. One thing that Craig Moore highlighted was, you know, hey, JT, I'm gonna let you coach what you know and can teach. I'm giving you the keys. You give us the info and the insight, and he certainly has done that. And he's also the third base coach as well. Candy McWilliams, the first base coach for Ohio. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Evan Waters fires home. Rolled over to first. Nathan Ball scurries to the bag, a race for it, and Ben Slanker gets to the finish line first. Goodness. A straight foot race, and that was a high bouncer. Ball was playing back, and Slanker just that much quicker. In games like this where it's going to be hard to find a run, you've got to do the little things. Nick Dolan takes a strike, 0-1. Nick Dolan is on a 9-game hitting streak. He had 3 singles in game 1. Really starting to see the baseball after a slow start. One. Ooh, that was close. Really close. That's a tough pitch to lay off. 2-1. Nick Dolan making his 130th career start at Ohio. Been around the block. And just keeps getting better and better. Fouled back, 2-2. Evan Waters looking for his 7th strikeout of this game. He struck out 7 in a game against San Francisco earlier this year. Towering fly ball into left and playable for Mikey Murphy. And he makes the catch, staring into the night sky for out number 3. So we are done with 4 innings here at Bob Wren Stadium and a pitcher's duel, all tied at 1 run apiece, heading to the 5th right after this. Top of the fourth, or fifth, I should say, here in Athens. Cole Prout steps to the plate for Central Michigan against Hudson Bonkel with 7 strikeouts through 4 innings. Bonkel has done a tremendous job in this game. He's thrown 72 pitches. Fly ball into left. Brady Alexander is there. 1 up, 1 down. Central Michigan had a big opportunity back in the second inning. They stranded the bases loaded. Bonkel got out of the jam. Central Michigan's only run coming in the third inning, an RBI double with 2 outs from Nathan Ball. Strike 1 to Caden Smith. Bonkel is really dialed in. The 0-1. Chest outside. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Quickly 1 and 2. Well, as I mentioned before, Hudson Bonkel, on 2 occasions this season, he's struck out 7 batters. A 1-2. He's looking to strike out 8 right here in this at-bat. It would be the most strikeouts in a game for Hudson Bonkel since his freshman year. Remember, he was primarily a reliever last year and the year before. That is strike 3. And Hudson Bonkel has 8 strikeouts in 4 2/3 innings. Hudson's most number of strikeouts in a game, you'd have to go back to April 30th, 2022, when he struck out 11. And here's a 1-2-3 inning for Hudson Bonkel. He is locked in, tunnel vision. A 1-2-3 inning. And he's tossed 5 innings and only 1 run allowed. We are tied at 1 here in game 2 of our doubleheader, Ohio and Central Michigan. It's Maction here at Bob Wren Stadium. Come back and join us for the bottom of the 5th right after this. Bottom of the 5th we go here at Bob Wren Stadium. And it's Ohio's turn at the plate. Jackson Cawthron leads things off. The number 6 hitter for Ohio against Evan Waters. Starter for Central Michigan. He's been fantastic again coming in. Jake Sable said he has arguably been our best pitcher this season through the non-conference slate. He's up to 80 pitches right now, and his 81st pitch is a strike, 1-1 to Jackson Cawthron. Ohio has only 2 hits in this game, both coming from Ben Slanker. Foul tipped into Aiden Wright-Smith, strike 2. The 1-2 pitch on the way. And a breaking ball is clobbered into right field, sinking quickly. And Colt Prout is there for out number 1. Thought that may have gotten down or might have gotten down on the crack of the bat. Paulie Mancino steps to the plate. Walked back in the second and then was thrown out on the base paths shortly after. Paulie Mancino, coming out of St. Ignatius High School, a pitcher and an outfielder at the high school level. 1-0 pitch. Fouled off. Has been a starter since he stepped foot on campus. 36 starts as a freshman last season. 1-1. Pulls the bat back off the bunt attempt. Paulie's had some terrific moments already at Bob Wren Stadium. He's made some awesome plays in the outfield. He's got great speed and a great first step as well. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bobcats trying to bounce back after a 14-7 loss in game 1 today. They're 0-4 in MAC play. 2-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. 7 strikeouts for Evan Waters. That is matching now a season high. He had 7 strikeouts in a start at San Francisco. Wes Lugg. Ball 1. Well, Wes Lugg, he's only making his 2nd start of the season in this game, but he has had some big moments despite limited playing time during his time at Ohio. A senior, swing and a miss, strike 1. Go back to 2023, and his first college home run came against Miami. In the bottom of the 8th inning, a grand slam, part of a 13-10 victory. That was a big moment, and anytime you play Miami, it's a huge moment. He's got a hit in this doubleheader today, happened in game 1. Time is called, and now we're going to get a visit from 2 coaches. And maybe some discomfort here from Evan Waters. He looked like he was moving his left arm back and forth a little bit. Not exactly sure. He hasn't visibly shown any type of pain at all, so I'm not going to jump to conclusions here, but looks like he is being checked out on the mound. And hopefully everything's all right. There was never a moment where it looked like he was in discomfort, but looks like he's shaking some rust off and is going to just throw a couple of warm-ups right here. Again, no sign of anything until this very moment. Looks like he's okay and will stay out there. All right, so 2 balls and 1 strike. We'll resume action. Looks like Evan Waters is okay. Remember, a couple weeks ago, he was banged up a little bit. Didn't get the specifics on that, but he was banged up. 2-1 is downstairs, and it's 3-1. Westlug fouls this one off, and the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ohio looking for its first MAC win of the season. Got swept against Bowling Green and dropped the opener today against Central Michigan. The payoff, fouled away. Three balls and 2 strikes. Popped up down the right field line, drifting out of play. Long run towards the wall, and Cole Prout runs out of room. We'll do it again, full count. Ohio's run came back in the 2nd inning. That was on a situation where Ben Slanker scored before Mancino was thrown out on the base paths. 2-out walk. And that is the 2nd walk issued by Evan Waters. Brady Alexander's turn, the number 9 hitter. Time is called. Quick chat between Aiden Wright and Evan Waters. Central Michigan picked 9th in the MAC preseason poll. Ohio picked 8th. Both these teams trying to get back to the MAC tournament after missing the MAC tournament last season. Long way to go as the MAC slate is just getting underway. 0-1 the count to Brady Alexander, the freshman from Pennsylvania, Glenshaw, Pennsylvania. And the 0-1 is foul tipped into the mitt of Aiden Wright. Evan Waters delivers. 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. And Evan Waters registers his 8th strikeout, a season high 8 strikeouts. And we're done with 5. All square at 1 run apiece. The pitcher's duel continues here in our primetime matchup at Bob Wren Stadium. Come back for the top of the 6th inning right after this. Pitcher's duel as we move into the top of the 6th inning at Bob Wren Stadium. Glad you're with us live on YouTube. Sam Hyman with you for the second game of our 3-game series. Ohio trying to bounce back after the 14-7 loss earlier today. Hudson Bonkel, have yourself a start here tonight. 1-1. He has 8 strikeouts in this game. Most strikeouts he's had in a game since his freshman year in 2022. Ground ball to third. Nick Dolan over to first. 1 up, 1 down. Jake Catella is retired. Hudson Bonkel, one of the most experienced pitchers on this Ohio team. A guy that has started in a MAC tournament game, and that happened when he was a freshman. In fact, his freshman year, as we documented this a little earlier, but worth bringing up again, he really hasn't been a starter at all throughout his career. He was a relief pitcher the last 2 seasons. Ground ball right back to Bonkel, and 2 quick outs. Bonkel started 9 games as a freshman and struggled, an 8.45 ERA, and then transitioned to the bullpen, but this is shaping up to be one of his best performances of his career if this continues. He's up over 80 pitches now, 85 pitches to be exact, as the breaking ball misses outside. Ball 1 to Bryson Webb. The 1-0. Outside corner, strike, 1-1. Bonkel works quickly. And that fastball is burning hot. Flames behind it, 1-2. The pitch. Just outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hudson Bonkel's season high, or career high, I should say, in strikeouts is 11. He's looking for his 9th. And this is fouled off. And really the biggest spot that he had some issues with in this game, back in the second, bases were loaded, got out of the jam. 2-2. Good AB from Bryson Webb. He's 1 for 2 in this game. Webb drove in 4 runs in game 1 today, a 3-run double and an RBI single in the 14-7 win. Curveball locks him up. Straight up frozen. Bryson Webb is retired, and 9 strikeouts from Hudson Bonkel through 6 innings. The most strikeouts he's put up in a game since 2022, his freshman year. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Right after this, all tied at 1 at Bob Wren Stadium. Bottom of the 6th inning we go, and it's been a good one here in Game 2 of our doubleheader. New pitcher for Central Michigan. Chippewas send out Justin Morgan, 7.45 ERA, 6 appearances, 9 2/3 innings. And the 6'2" right-hander deals, bunted foul. Justin Morgan is from Taylorsville, Utah. First season with the Chippewas. 0-1. Fastball is spun back to the net. Taylorsville, Utah is just outside of Salt Lake City. Pretty much Salt Lake City's neighbor. Suburb. Morgan coming over from that area where he went to community college. Matt Einich swings and misses, strike 3. Boy, a really rare day at the office for Matt Einich. He is hitless in this game with 2 strikeouts. He only had 1 strikeout coming into today in 41 at-bats. J.R. Nelson's turn. Strike 1. Justin Morgan, a part of a really impressive high school baseball program, Taylorsville High School. He helped that program win a 6A regional championship. They won 22 straight games his senior year, an all-state selection. He's in his junior season now after coming over from the community college level. Fly ball into center. Zach Knowlton camps out there. And 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. This is a very different situation here in Game 2 compared to Game 1. It was an absolute slugfest in Game 1. 14-7 the final. Central Michigan won the game. 29 combined hits. There are only 7 total hits in this game right now. And the 2 hits from Ohio have come from one person. Ben Slanker has been the only person to record a hit in this second game for Ohio. Trey Cassidy's turn. The catcher, strike 1. Evan Waters, the starter for Central Michigan, exiting the game after 5 innings. This is fouled back. Pretty good outing, too. 5 innings in the start. Struck out a season-high 8 batters, only walked 2 and gave up 1 run. And only 2 hits allowed. One, 2 is crushed into left field. Opposite field work by Trey Cassidy, his first hit of the game, and the 3rd from the Bobcats. Boy, being able to take that pitch and go the opposite way, Trey Cassidy has really improved from last season to this season. I mean, the average speaks for itself with just how much he has improved. Hit just .210 last year, up to .344 this season. But it's the mental side of the game that's really gotten better, and it's molded him into the student athlete he is today. Ben Slanker, 2 hits at the plate right now. He is swinging a hot bat. That kicks away from Aiden Wright, and Trey Cassidy advances to second on the wild pitch. So Ohio with a runner in scoring position. Runs are really difficult to find in this game. Big spot for Ben Slanker, who's got 20 RBIs on the season to lead this Ohio team. Justin Morgan, the relief pitcher, with 2 outs. Downstairs, 2-0. This looked like a really easy inning for Justin Morgan. Retired the first 2 batters rather quickly, and now you're dealing with the meat of the order, Ben Slanker. Team's leader in home runs with 7. He leads the MAC with 7 home runs. Right on that one. 2-1. Ben Slanker's confidence has skyrocketed from last season to this season. Stepping into a big role in the cleanup spot. Swing and a miss. Some high stuff on that location right there. Interesting spot. Two balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Backdoor curve, misses outside, full count. So here we go. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Trey Cassidy at second base in a 1-1 ball game. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Ready, set, go. Bouncing ball to second. Tough play. This is Piasecki, and how did he do that? Pirouettes and makes the play from shallow right field. Unbelievable. And Ben Slanker is retired. So through 6 innings, we are still deadlocked at 1 run apiece in game 2 of our doubleheader. We go to the 7th inning next. Back for more in just a moment on YouTube here at Bob Wren Stadium. Back here at Bob Wren Stadium, Hudson Bonkel, he has been impressive tonight. The right-hander from Corona, California, is into the 7th inning as we are in a 1-1 ball game, folks. This has been really intense. The screws are tightened as tight as they can possibly be right now, and that's not the way you want to start the 7th, though. Hudson Bonkel hits a batter for the 3rd time today. And hits Aiden Wright for the 2nd time. But if you unpack what Hudson Bonkel has done so far in this game, 6 innings, season high, 9 strikeouts, most strikeouts he's recorded in a game since his freshman year, where he struck out 11 against Miami. He has done just about every possible role you could do on this pitching staff for Craig Moore's team. And just keeps on working. That's a strike. Zach Knowlton tried to drop a bunt down. Just like a lot of guys in college baseball. Hudson Bonkel kept working during the summer of 2024. Palm Springs Power Summer Ball League out in California. It's where he got some additional reps in and translating that over to the college ball level for a final time, the senior. Coach Moore really stressed something about Hudson Bonkel in terms of just like challenging him. I asked Coach Moore, what are you challenging Hudson with the most right now? And he said, responding, having a good response to a difficult situation. When things don't go well, how do you react? 0-2 the count. And this ball is laced into left field. Clutch hit, Zach Knowlton. And Central Michigan knocking on the door with runners at first and second. And nobody out. Bonkel's pitch count right now is up to 96, and there's activity in that Ohio bullpen. We'll see if this is it for Bonkel. Tim Brown, the pitching coach, out to the mound. Bonkel has been very, very solid, but it looks like his evening is coming to a close. What a game this has been. We are tied at 1, and we are going to get a pitching change here at Bob Wren Stadium. All tied at 1. Top of the 7th inning, first and second with nobody out. The Chippewas threatening here in Game 2 of our doubleheader. Prime time action. Don't go anywhere. We'll tell you about the new pitcher as Hudson Bonkel exits stage left. Back from Bob Wren Stadium in just a moment. Difficult spot here for Ohio as we resume the top of the 7th inning. Central Michigan has runners at first and second, nobody out. And the new pitcher for Ohio is the right-hander Jack Geyser. 6th appearance of the season, 9.00 ERA, and already the runners are trying to disrupt Jack Geiser's timing. Geiser last appeared on March 7th against Bowling Green, 1 shutout inning. Sophomore from Medina, Ohio, 6'2", 235 pounds. Here's a beautiful bunt. Mikey Murphy down the third base line, and it just trickles foul. Nick Dolan had good vision on that one. He saw where it was spinning, and the third baseman wisely let it go foul. So we'll go back to a first and second situation with nobody out. Mikey Murphy at the plate. First MAC series of the season for Central Michigan. This is Ohio's second. Murphy squares. This time does drop it down, and it's a beautiful one once again. Trey Cassidy makes the play over at first, but it is a terrific sacrifice bunt by Mikey Murphy. And Central Michigan has 2 runners in scoring position in the top of the 7th in a 1-1 ball game. And a big bat at the plate. Cole Prout leads this team with 14 RBIs. Hit a grand slam in game 1. Now the infielders are all in, as expected. The pitch, low for ball 1. One-0 is crushed deep into the night sky and gone. Cole Prout does it again. His second home run today, and this one's a 3-run blast to give Central Michigan a 4-1 advantage in the 7th. And he knew it as soon as it left his bat. Caden Smith's turn. And that was a major moment in this game. Certainly stings if you're an Ohio fan. After what has been a tremendous game, Hudson Bonkel, 9 strikeouts in his start. Just, that's a big blow. Nice play. J.R. Nelson off a couple bounces gets the speedy Caden Smith. 2 down here in the 7th. So 2 of those runs charged to Hudson Bonkel, the 2 that were on base when Cole Prout hit the home run. So Bonkel's final line is 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, and a season-high 9 strikeouts. I mean, he was still really, really good. Just slowed down a little bit at the end there, and now Central Michigan with a 4-1 advantage. Three and out. That ball barely misses. Jack Geiser delivers. That's strike 1 on the outside corner. Central Michigan had a rocky start to the season. The non-conference slate. Lost 3 of 4 at Houston Christian. Lost 3 of 4 at San Francisco. This ball is high and far and off the wall. Opposite field, extra bases. Piasecki all the way to third. The throw is in time. Aaron Piasecki tried to get fancy with it and extend all the way to third base. It doesn't work out. Great job by Ohio's relay team to go from the outfield to the infielders and end the inning. So we head to the bottom of the 7th. It is Central Michigan, though, in charge again. 3-run homer off the bat of Cole Proutz, his 2nd home run today. Time to stretch here at Bob Brennan Stadium, and then come back and join us for the home half of the 7th inning next. Home half of the 7th inning. And it is Ohio now down 4-1 to Central Michigan after Cole Prout hit a 3-run homer over the right field wall. So Ohio's got to get going here. Late stages of this game. Nick Dolan leads things off. 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for Craig Moore's team. Justin Morgan is set to go, as little delay before we start the bottom of the 7th inning. Had to shut the music off. First pitch, curveball, and that's nasty. Breaks right over the top of the plate, strike 1. Nick Dolan, 9-game hitting streak right now. Trying to extend it, and won't do it here. A sky-high pop-up on the left side of the infield. Bryson Webb snatches it for out number 1. Jackson Cawthron, 0 for 2 in this game. Facing the reliever Justin Morgan, who came on after Evan Waters went 5 innings. Waters was solid, 5 innings, only 2 hits allowed, 1 run, it was earned. 2 walks and 8 strikeouts, 79 pitches. Jake Sable's team trying to take 2 today. That would not be easy here against Ohio on the road. Chippewas have gotten off to a slow start this season, just 4 and 14 after the win earlier today. But it's a whole new ball game when MAC play starts. That's strike 2 from Justin Morgan. Only 5 seniors on the Central Michigan roster. They are a very young group, but with a lot of potential from the newcomers arriving. 1-2 is fouled back. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jackson Cawthron. Bottom of the 7th inning, 4-1 game in favor of the Chippewas. The 1-2 pitch. Backdoor curve slides out and down the steps, ball 2. And this curve also misses outside. Trying to put one on the back door outside corner spot, not working from Justin Morgan. Jackson Cawthron looking for his first hit in this game. 3-2 is shattered into shallow center field. Good jump. Zach Knowlton makes the catch. He read that like a book. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Didn't matter how many pages that book was. He got through it in a hurry. And it's tough because, too, as an outfielder, you're typically going back. Your first step is back on anything because you don't want any ball to beat you over your head because that'll result in extra bases. But Zach Knowlton knew exactly what that ball was going to do, and he got a great jump a couple of steps in and started out on the balls of his feet. 2 outs, Paulie Mancino at the plate for the Bobcats, sophomore from Westlake, Ohio. And a gorgeous breaking ball that Justin Morgan has thrown more than his fastball in this inning. It has been curveball, breaking ball heavy. 1-2, this is a fastball up too high above the table, 2-2. Ohio searching for its first conference win of the season, 0-4, 3 losses to Bowling Green, 1 loss today to Central Michigan. 2-2, pulled, third base side off of Bryson Webb's mitt. Trickles in foul ground and a 2-out base hit for Paulie Mancino. Central Michigan, meanwhile, they're looking to start 2-0 in conference play after not playing a MAC series last weekend. The only team in the league yet to make MAC play, yet to start MAC play, I should say, last weekend, and finally underway this weekend. Quick throw to first. And Mancino's back. After today, there are still 3 teams besides Central Michigan undefeated in league play. It's very early. That kicks away from the catcher, Aiden Wright, and Mancino dashes down to second base safely. He's in scoring position for West Lug. Ball State, Bowling Green, and Eastern Michigan all won today, so those 3 teams are all 4-0 in league play. It is very much early in the season to make any predictions or anything like that, but looks like it's open right now. The door's open with a lot of teams getting off to strong starts. 2-0 to West Lug. With Ohio down 3 runs here late, bottom of the 7th. And the second game of our doubleheader. Justin Morgan's 2-0. Ground ball, foul, 2-1. Ohio 1 run on 4 hits, no errors. Central Michigan 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors. Wow, great location right there by Justin Morgan. 2-2. He hasn't really located his fastball in this inning. It's been that breaking ball, curveball action. Now the 2-2. And Wes Lugg charges this ball high and playable in center. Zach Knowlton is there. And the bottom of the 7th comes to an end. So we're through 7 innings, and in this game, it's Central Michigan with a 4-1 advantage, trying to start 2-0 in Mid-American Conference play. When we come back, the top of the 8th inning is next here in Athens. Top of the 8th inning, and a 3-run ball game in favor of Central Michigan. Jake Catella leads things off. 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for the Chippewas, and Jack Geyser continues his journey on the mound. Right-hander delivers, and a curveball plops in there for strike 1. If you're just joining us, Central Michigan got down early 1-0 and then scored, tied the game in the 3rd. RBI double Nathan Ball. This is lifted into center, and Paulie Mancino makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down. And the top of the 8th. Here is Nathan Ball, by the way, at the plate, who is 2 for 3 and drove in Central Michigan's first run of this game. And so we were tied at 1 from the bottom of the 3rd inning all the way to the top of the 7th, and that's when Cole Prout launched his 2nd home run today and his 5th home run of the season, a 3-run homer, to give the Chippewas a 4-1 advantage. A Central Michigan team that's been on the road for an extended period of time to start the season, but actually this week they've been on the road this entire week. They played 2 games at Marshall Tuesday and Wednesday, so came down here in this area on Monday and then immediately went from Huntington, West Virginia to Athens, Ohio. J.R. Nelson, easy work for the shortstop. 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Central Michigan actually saw them practice yesterday on this field. Sort of a rare situation, but with it being spring break and the Chippewas just going from West Virginia, the state of West Virginia, Marshall's campus to Ohio's, it worked out. Curveball's in there for a strike to Bryson Webb. Two down, top of the 8th inning, the 0-1. Sprayed foul, right side, 0-2. Our game, the 3rd game of this series is scheduled for 2:05 tomorrow. We'll keep you updated if anything changes with the weather this weekend, but getting 2 in today, definitely significant with the possible weather this weekend. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Fly ball down the right field line. Ben Slanker is there. That's his home, and he makes the catch to end the top of the 8th. So a smooth 1-2-3 inning for Jack Geyser out of the bullpen. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. After this, Ohio with 6 outs to work with, down by 3, trying to pick up their first MAC win of the season. It's going to take a comeback. We go to the home half of the 8th inning next. Nine, 1, and 2 hitters due up here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Brady Alexander, Matt Einich, and J.R. Nelson. All 3 of these guys hitless in this game. Ohio has just 4 hits in this game after 16 hits in game 1. And again, the curveball is working for Justin Morgan. Check 1-2, it is working. He has located that pitch all night long in relief. Line drive, sinking in right field, and Cole Prout is there. Tremendous play. Got a good jump on it. It was a sinking line drive, not easy to judge. 1 up, 1 down in the bottom of the 8th. Matt Einich entered the weekend a .488 batting average, best in the league. He's hit safely in every game he's played in, but right now, hitless in this game, 0 for 3. Trying to find a way to get on base. One of the best young hitters in the MAC, Matt Einich, fouls it off, 0-2. Matt Einich coming from the same high school as Ohio catcher Trey Cassidy. Detroit Catholic Central High School in the Detroit, Michigan area. 1-2. Matt Einich, a 2-time first-team All-State selection out of Detroit Catholic Central High School. 1-2 is fouled off. And I remember talking to Trey Cassidy a couple weeks ago and said, how good was Matt Einich in high school? And he was like, it's pretty good, really good. Yeah, he was legit in high school, and the transition has been pretty easy for him, it seems. Business-like approach. 1-2 has popped up, and that is out of play. In fact, You know, Matt Einich was so heavily sought after by this Ohio program. Coach Moore said, I upped his offer to make sure he would come here, just to ensure that he'd get here. Line drive into right, and that's an easy play for Cole Prout. 2 outs. Young man with a bright future, even though it's not been the day he envisioned. 0 for 4 in this game. J.R. Nelson takes a crack here. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th, down 4-1. Hitless in this game. What a freshman season for J.R. Nelson. 49 starts, .312 batting average. All-MAC defensive team selection. And he's turned it up a little bit of late after a slow start, hitting just .219 on the season, but he has 6 hits, 2 home runs, and 3 RBIs the prior 4 games before today's doubleheader. Waved at and missed, strike 2. Base is empty. 2 down, the 1-2. And Nelson lays off. A lot of junk from Justin Morgan. Right-hander in his first season at Central Michigan, one of the 23 newcomers on the roster out of Taylorsville, Utah. The 2-2. Slider misses outside. Full count. This is what J.R. Nelson does. He is a pest to deal with if you're an opposing pitcher. Sky high into left center. Zach Knowlton is there. 3 flyouts in the inning. And we're done with 8. 4-1, Central Michigan leads in game 2 of this 3-game set. Primetime matchup continues, heading to the 9th when we come back. Top of the 9th inning we go. 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up for Central Michigan, trying to get to 2-0 in league play. Already taking down Ohio 14-7 in game 1. Aiden Wright steps in. Jack Geyser continues his evening in relief. And a first pitch fastball is stationed on the bottom of the zone, strike 1. Jack Geyser, 2 innings of relief so far, 20 pitches. It's been a pretty easy ride for the most part. He did give up the home run to Cole Prout, but was not responsible for the 2 runners on base. So basically just 1 bad pitch. 0-2 on Aiden Wright. Just got a piece, right? Stays alive. Jake Sable, the head coach of Central Michigan, he did say he was impressed with the catching combination he has right now with Aiden Wright and then Spencer Verberg, who started behind the plate in game one. He said they've been a pleasant surprise. 0-2 is fouled off. It's really important, especially with the grind that is college baseball, to have two reliable catchers, especially when these weekend series sometimes turn into this type of scenario where you've got a doubleheader and you don't want someone catching 18 innings in one day. Jack Geyser is ready and delivers. Pulled on the ground, foul. Looking ahead at these two programs moving forward, Ohio will be on the road next weekend for the first time in MAC play. They'll face Toledo for a weekend series, but before that they will have a home game, one single home game midweek on Tuesday against Dayton here at Bob Wren Stadium, 4 o'clock. 1-2. Central Michigan, meanwhile, they will be on the road again next weekend at Northern Illinois to continue conference play. They'll finally be home for a MAC series March 28th, 29th, and 30th against Bowling Green. Two-two pitch. Curveball spoiled. Aiden Wright is really doing a good job of extending this AB. Jack Geyser through 2 innings, 20 pitches. And he has had to work in this at-bat. He's thrown 6 pitches in this AB. Wright has been hit by a pitch twice in this game and nearly got hit again there, 3-2. The 3-2 pitch, and Aiden Wright delivers a base hit up the middle after an 8-pitch at bat. First hit of the game for Aiden Wright. Here's Zach Knowlton. Pardon me, it was a 10-pitch at bat from Aiden Wright and Jack Geyser, really making them work. Tim Brown back to the mound to chat with Jack Geyser. Nobody out. Central Michigan looking for some insurance runs. Number 9 hitter Zach Knowlton at the plate. He is 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Knowlton has been a huge bright spot for this team. Had the best fall out of anybody His speed and defense is off the charts, but he's hitting the ball pretty well. He's working, he just extended his hitting streak to 9 games. He's hit safely in both games today. Junior from Olathe, Kansas. Transfer from Highland Community College in the state of Kansas. Zach Knowlton was busy as a high school athlete as well. Earned 11 varsity letters at Spring Hill High School. Baseball, wrestling, football, and track and field. Sticking to baseball at the D1 level. Little bunt first base side, and Geyser makes the play. Sacrifice bunt. Aiden right up to second. And the lineup back to the top for Mikey Murphy. Foul tipped. Strike one. Mikey Murphy, hitless in this game, did drop down a sac bunt his last time up. Misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Great job by Murphy to lay off that pitch. There is some activity in Ohio's bullpen right now. Jack Geyser has thrown over 30 pitches, working his 3rd inning. Came into the game middle of the 7th. 2-2. Top of the 9th inning. Central Michigan looking for insurance. That's on the top of the zone. Called strike 3. Jack Geyser with his first strikeout out of the bullpen. So 2 outs. And Cole Prout stands in. He had the 3-run blast to break open this game. It's tied at 1 in the 7th. Strike 1. Ohio will have the 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up. So the heartbeat of the lineup, Trey Cassidy, Ben Slanker, Nick Dolan due up in the bottom of the 9th inning. Prout bashes this ball foul. Every run is extremely important. There's insurance potentially at second base for the Chippewas. The 0-2 pitch, fouled back. Cole Prout has been so difficult to get out here today. He has 2 homers and 7 RBIs. He's also been hit by a pitch 3 times today. 1-2. One, two. And from 0-2 to 2-2. Jack Geyser out of the bullpen Delivers, 2-2, got him. Got him swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the top of the ninth inning for Jack Geyser. And Ohio has one more shot, down by 3, bottom of the ninth inning. Central Michigan eyeing a doubleheader sweep. We'll see what happens in just a moment. Bottom of the ninth inning on the horizon here in Athens, Ohio. Bottom of the ninth inning. 3 outs to work with. Ohio looking for the comeback. Central Michigan trying to get to 2-0 to start MAC play. Ohio seeking its first MAC win of the season. 0-4 right now, and Justin Morgan has been all business. The Taylorsville, Utah native junior. He came into this game with a pretty good couple of relief appearances under his belt. 6 appearances. The ERA is a bit skewed, 7.45, but he has been dialed in here tonight. His first 4 outings, he only gave up 2 earned runs. 3 earned runs, I should say. It was 1 outing at Liberty, 2/3 of an inning. He gave up 4 earned runs. But other than that, he's been pretty good. And this is his 4th inning of work. Longest outing of the season for Justin Morgan. Cassidy, ground ball, and it's bobbled. Bryson Webb can't make the play. And Trey Cassidy leads off the bottom of the 9th inning with a hit. They're going to give him a hit on that play. It was a tough play for Bryson Webb. So Cassidy has his 2nd hit of the game. This is the first time since the 2nd inning Ohio has had the leadoff man on base. Hits have been hard to come by. Only 4 hits in the game for the Bobcats to Central Michigan's 9. Ben Slanker. Two for 3 today, a single and a double. And he is tardy Really late on that pitch high, strike two. Justin Morgan delivers, and Slanker climbs the ladder, sort of an all off-balance at-bat there. Really not the typical Ben Slanker at-bat. He was just all out of sorts right there. And there's one down. Nick Dolan might be his last chance to extend the hitting streak. It's at 9 games right now. A quick throw over to first. Cassidy is back. Nick Dolan very confident going into the season. He said that he thinks this is going to be a statement season for Ohio. Still a long way to go, obviously. Don't pay too much attention to the record right now. A lot of baseball left. Dolan rips this one into left field. And the hit streak continues. He has hit safely now in 10 straight games. Trey Cassidy up to second, and now that'll bring the tying run to the plate. Jackson Cawthron. One down. Cawthron with 2 home runs this season. Transfer from Motlow State. First pitch, ground ball. First baseman Nathan Ball nearly bobbled it. Ended up with the snow cone. And there are 2 down. Runners move up. Second and third, 2 outs. And now it is up to Paulie Mancino. Ohio down to its final out. Trying to avoid an 0-5 start to league play. Central Michigan 1 out away from a 2-0 start. And the always difficult doubleheader sweep is in the cards right now. Justin Morgan delivers, and that's swung on and foul tipped. So, strike one. No matter what level it is hard to beat a team twice on the same day, and Central Michigan is 2 strikes away from doing so. Curveball stays high on the roof. 1-1. Paulie Mancino a single today, and he also tripled back in game 1. Really close. Ball 2, 2-1. Fans on the edge of their seats right now. Down by 3. Paulie Mancino represents the tying run. And a ball strike warning has just been issued to the Central Michigan dugout. So something that had been ongoing tipped off the home plate umpire right there. Both dugouts energized right now. 2 balls and a strike to Paulie Mancino. And it's outside, ball 3, 3-1. Dangerous spot here for Justin Morgan. On the mound, the pressure is mounting. He does have a 3-run lead. The pitch. Full count. Does it get any better than this? 3-2. 2 outs. Central Michigan 1 strike away from ending this game. But Ohio is threatening. Here we go. Ground ball right side. Aaron Piasecki is there, and the game is over. Central Michigan sends a message in games 1 and 2 of this series. A doubleheader sweep over the Ohio Bobcats. on this Friday afternoon and night in Athens, Ohio. Well, we want to thank everyone for joining us throughout the course of today. Again, your final score, Ohio falls to Central Michigan 4-1. Ohio 1 run on 5 hits in game 2, 0 errors. Really clean game. Central Michigan 4 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. The big difference maker, Cole Prout, the 3-run home run to break the 1-1 tie in the 7th. 3-run homer, his second of the day, and it gives Central Michigan the victory. 2-0 start to league play for the Chippewas. Ohio still searching for their first conference win of the season, dropping to 0-5 in league play. For our great crew tonight, I'm Sam Hyman. We say so long from Bob Wren Stadium. Thanks so much for watching. This has been a presentation of Division I College Baseball, live from Athens, Ohio on YouTube.